Hi Libra, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you for May 15th to the 21st. We have a new moon in Taurus coming up on the 19th or wherever it is in your time zone, so definitely check that out if you want to capitalize on those energies and on those astrological planets. And as always, drop into your heart space. While you get centered, I already did my prayer, so let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. I'm going to take it slow here while I hop into my little vibe. As always, I want to thank Archangel Michael, my spirit guides, and my angel team, any other spiritual energies that are here operating from the highest good and the highest vibe and white light for allowing me to channel and connect with our Libra's sun, moon, rising, or with any energy that happens to want to connect with the Libra collective this time. Let's see what we have going on here. Thank you for helping me to uplift and empower humanity. Ooh, ooh. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if you heard that. There was like a loud truck horn in the background. Let me like get all involved in this energy so I can really feel what it's trying to say before I start speaking. I already have an idea, but let me just... I'm not getting like a clairsentient read on this energy, but it does feel like that if you came to this reading, then you're probably experiencing a little bit of heavy energy, or at least some reminders of heavy energy that you used to present within. We have the Four of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles in the traditional tarot is a card that exhibits sign of lack, of trying to cling to something too tightly. Trying to cling to something too tightly. I'm hearing that you have been, I just heard like you have graced us with this gift. So perhaps you have a gift that you feel burdened with, or perhaps that you are surrounded by abundance that you're not noticing. But either way, there is a mentality here of a feeling of lack. And it's almost like this is kind of what needs to end. This is kind of what needs to end because you're getting the Ten of Swords energy. The Ten of Swords is about putting an ending to things, although it's very painful. So you see in this card, in the Tarot of Dragons, you have all of these dragon bones with the swords in there, and then you have one lone survivor screaming to the wind, howling in agony in a lightning storm. And essentially, the devastation has come to pass, but this dragon is the only survivor, in which case that's you. So perhaps you have come witness to like pretty horrible energies that probably would have left others buckling down to their knees. And you have somehow made it through, but you still have the memories and the pain and the suffering that comes with it. But the wonderful message about the Ten of Swords is, in the traditional tarot, there's the sun coming up from over the horizon, and the way that his head is facing when he's laid down is he can see that sun come up from the horizon. And the fact of the matter is, you're alive. If you're watching this, you're alive. And that's the whole thing with this dragon, is that he's alive. And that they can make, like he, she, whatever, this dragon can go to greener pastures and start anew. They will always have the memories, yes, but there is healing to take place, and an ending has to occur, and then they have to move on and kind of do this rehabilitation on their soul. I just heard something about like with your mind's eye, so perhaps this is something that has shaken you to your spiritual core. Perhaps you've just come out of the dark night of the soul of some sort, and you need some type of like a spiritual therapy, or quite literally just going into, this isn't me telling you that you need therapy, but I do feel like Spirit is kind of prodding you to seek some type of external support to help ground you and to help sort through your emotions and to help sort through the spiritual guises that have come to you or the energies that you've been exposed to, because it does have a physical, mental, and spiritual toll on your body, and Spirit wants to make sure that you can achieve that healing in this lifetime. Okay, you have at the center of the focal point of your reading the Devil energy, and I just said this in the last reading too, because Gemini also got the Devil energy. I don't think the Devil energy is bad. The Devil energy excuse me, are merely just obstacles that everyone has to face. We are always trying to break chains. For you specifically, the Devil card is coming through stronger as breaking chains. So perhaps you have been involved in certain situations time and time again. It's almost kind of reminding me of a South Node karmic cycle that's been coming up. Either it's an ancestral pattern that's happening, or it's something that you found reoccurring in your life. Some type of chains that are on you that you need to break. The dragon can actually break these chains. Dragons are very, very powerful, and this is a dragon that does not know his own strength. And that is what I feel like you walk with, Libra, is someone who does not know their own strength, and Spirit is calling you to recognize that strength, which is why I do feel that some rehabilitation on the soul, rehabilitation on your spirit, and in your mind is actually pretty important, because you are somebody who is an incredibly powerful being. You are so incredibly powerful, and yet it's so disheartening to Spirit when you don't realize it, and they'll do their best to guide you to where you want to go. When this reading started, when I was pulling cards, I heard you have some serious grinding to do, in terms of not the typical 9 to 5 grind, not the type of, but like kind of reminds me of the kind of grind you would talk about like in like video games, where if you want a certain result, if none of you are gamers, I'll try to explain, but essentially, if you want a certain result, if you want to reach a certain status, or if you want to obtain certain rewards, sometimes you have to quote-unquote grind to get them, which means you have to do the same boring, mundane thing over and over again. In life, that doesn't have to be like the same boring, monotonous work, but it will require a lot of work to get to where you want to be. It's almost like I heard polishing. It's almost like you have to polish yourself, you have to polish your state of being in order to step fully into your power. It's almost like you have so many rough edges, and Spirit's kind of like helping you saw away the edges to make you into this like amazing chiseled marble excellence that you are, because despite the challenges that we face in this life, that is not descriptive of the core of our soul. Our soul is forever changing. Our soul is always growing, and there is always healing and rough edges to be sawed out, because they're not meant to belong. Our soul is nothing but pure, amazing wisdom and grace and love. We are unconditional love, and any other challenges that we have surmounted that has caused like almost like scars in our like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, because I'm studying soul consciousness now, so I'm sorry, I can't help but have like this type of spiritual information coming through because I'm studying it. But it's almost like there is pain, and it's almost like our spiritual energy can be a little bit scarred from that, but there is so much healing that can take place, and you're never scarred permanently. Nothing can harm your soul. Matter can't be like energy, matter cannot be destroyed, so it is just something that is transmuted or converted, and there's so much rehabbing. I wouldn't say there's like a lot of it, but perhaps the challenges that you've encountered, you have the ability to engage with this healing in grace. But there is a lot of self-work to do, and that's okay. We all have a lot of work to do, but perhaps you are really in a time in your life where you're feeling it right now. But the reason why I say that is because you have Uranus, Leo, and 12th house on your astro dice. And Uranus is something like an unexpected, I do feel like this could have potentially been like a tragedy, or this could be just some unexpected event in your life that prompted this dark night of the soul, or whatever this event is that left you in such rough shape. But the Leo energy does feel like a very comforting sign. Like it's almost like Leo is kind of like a blanking statement on something. So the energy that's coming with Leo is somebody who is optimistic and positive, and the type of energy that comes with that. So perhaps for some of you, especially with the Uranus, with the sudden energy that could throw you off your balance, which is what Uranus is known for, the Leo combined with that can be just sudden inspiration or sudden positivity, sudden shining, like a sudden shining thing that can shed some light on this darkness for you. And for whatever reason, like that could be something like this reading, it could be some other external event in your life that could be like a call to bring yourself peace and healing. I feel like this is specifically meant for, because like I'm feeling the burning in my throat. They're like, actually double back and talk about that. Like it's coming up from my heart and into my throat. There's something here that I feel like you need to talk about with another person, or there's something that you need to digest. In order to digest it spiritually, you need to get it out of your system, either in terms of writing or like what I usually did. So I have to actually put myself in front of a camera, and I had all of the files. I think I've since then, like their files were too big. I think I had to delete them because I was like, I don't know where to put them. But I talked in length about my dark night of the soul to myself, because that in itself had brought awareness to what had happened, and it felt real. And a lot of times, like for me, my dark night of the soul was in like the tragic passing of a loved one, and then having like spiritual entities and energies coming to me, and just me being psychically attacked. So there's a great part of me that feels like, because I experienced that, it wasn't real, because it was something that perhaps was made up in my mind, but they were actually very real. Like when I sit here and think in my grounded spiritual sense, and I think about some of the like benevolent energies that had come to me, and I think I had said once, please, like, you know, like, yeah, I don't know if it was real, like, I'm just, can I ask that somebody come through? And he came through so strongly, just as clearly as he did the first time, but in a different form, and I was like, whoa. And I'm like heating up now as I'm talking about it, because like that's how spiritual energies visit sometimes, is like, especially when you think about them, like soul travels by thought. Like souls connect via thought, so they know I'm talking about them right now. They know I feel their energy. Chill out. But my AC is on its highest, please. But so that's just a little side story. It doesn't have to be for you. If talking in immense detail about the situation scares you, or it frightens you, or it's something that you find yourself unable to do. It took me over 2 years to get to that point of being able to do that. So take your time, do whatever it is you have to do, but it was a grind fest for me, and I'd imagine that this healing for you, Libra, is a grind fest as well. But I see you making progress on it. This is already something that you have stable footing in. There's 3 of Wands here. This 3 of Wands is something like you are already beginning this journey of healing. And the reason why I say that is not only do you have Uranus and Leo together, which is showing this opportunity, or this, it's like an opportunity to shine, and it, like presenting that optimism that's coming from like either an outside source, or it's inspiration coming up from within yourself that you can do this and that you do have the power to do this. It is shining in your 12th house. And your 12th house is the house of that I typically associate with all things that are just really deep in life. This is typically the house that comes up for me when we are talking directly about dark nights of the soul, when we're talking about addictions and depression and all of those things that really weigh us down in life, or things that we are meant to explore in order to learn from. Because oftentimes we learn, like the wisest of us, the most wise of us all, have had to explore the shadows at one point or another, either in this lifetime or previous lifetimes. We all have to integrate that shadow part of ourselves within our consciousness, within our daily living. And it's not as awful as it sounds. We don't have to live with that. It's not going to, you're not going to be in excruciating pain forever. You're not going to be in this pain forever. It is something that, you know, when you truly accept the duality of the world, and when you truly integrate the shadow self within you, it feels very healing. And there is so much shining with unconditional love here, and there's peace. Okay? So that is just something to look forward to. The healing journey never seems to end. We are always healing from something. But I'm telling you that you've already made some progress on it with the 3 of Wands. The 2 of Wands, that card is charting your path, but this 3 of Wands here, you're already setting sail. You might have a destination in mind. You might just be putting one foot in front of the other and going somewhere. But with the 3 of Wands says that you are ready to embark on this journey. You have things kind of already set. You have basically everything that you need, because everything's already kind of packed and loaded in these boats, and they're already started to move. So you're basically in a form of movement right now towards that healing adventure. The 2 of Swords here just indicates that you need to make a choice. This is a choice, and again, 2 of Swords I think is another card that people often find like themselves very afraid of, because it indicates like a I don't know, for me, I struggle with indecision. So for a lot of people with indecision, this can feel like a card that is very scary, but in fact it's not, because you actually have a very strong intuition, Libra, and I'm getting the sense that you were equipped kind of before this life to help you navigate these challenges, and that's like a part of that's like facing your destiny, or like your soul, whatever you believe about destiny, because we're constantly creating it, but this is kind of written in your soul plan, like this is kind of like what's written, like this is something that your soul came here to learn, is learning to navigate this. So there's a choice here needing to be made, and perhaps you already know what choice you need to make, like your intuition's calling you to go right, for example, but leaving the left choice is going to be difficult, or that in the external world it's just hard to execute because there are threads to be cut, or there are cords that need to be abandoned. And Spirit is kind of giving you the nudge to say, like, okay, like, make the decision, and I don't want to like pressure you, but typically like it's make the decision or not, that's okay, but if you don't make a decision, then Spirit's going to make one for you, just because the world has to keep moving, the world keeps pushing on. I do have a pretty high faith in you, though. I kind of feel like you will like make this decision, but it's apparent that you can sit in it for a while, but you're kind of prolonging that change that you need to make. My third eye, oh my gosh, my third eye is just itching up a storm right now. So perhaps your third eye could use some rebalancing, like chakra rebalancing. And it's been a while since I've spoken on, chakras in this channel, but specifically that third eye is like really bothering me. So perhaps it's like Spirit calling attention to that area that you need to rebalance, because that's like the seat of your intuition. It's going to help you like doing like even like guided meditations on YouTube, or even sitting with yourself in silence, or in like a certain area, like calming music, or in nature sounds or whatever. Just sitting and turning your awareness to that center and imagining like usually it's indigo, but like an indigo light, and then just imagine the impurities just kind of like clearing away. I do find some interesting but frightening things sometimes in my third eye, but I've learned that regardless of what I see, it's like just things that need to be cleared, and there's a reason why. Usually like Spirit's like, we're challenging you right now, like you're being challenged, so it's not going to be easy, and that's okay. Everybody has their own, like you have the God-given talents, you have the resources to get through it. I'm hearing that you are exceptionally talented at navigating this, Libra. So I wouldn't worry too much about whether or not you'll be able to make the appropriate choice or the right choice, because I feel like you will be guided and you will be strong enough to make it. It's just sitting still with your third eye, rebalancing, and that will help show you the way. Okay? Let's see what else we have going on here. Your main theme is perfect storm, the courage to step into life. So let me I'm going to pull from the book on this card, and what is that, 44? And I love that 44, it's kind of a master number here. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you saw that. I quite literally opened it to the page. I've been doing this for some of the readings this week. That's pretty awesome. So perfect storm. An invitation to act now, the courage to step into life, sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting if turbulent time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffeted by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced and bear witness to the forces I'm going to start that again. The key is to remain centered and balanced and bear witness as the forces build in intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it is those things we are most attached to that are taken first, as if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Ride the winds to your next destination. Embrace the rain or snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can also be a call for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Here, time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all its terrifying greatness, experiencing the fullness of life. You will succeed. So, I don't know if you could tell, but throughout the beginning of that, I really struggled to read it. And I often find that the energy mirrors in my body of like the message that I'm reading. So it feels like as I was trying to read it, like I was wanting to cough, and like I was getting like there was some itches on there was something going on, and like it was more than just a cough, it was other things too that I really was just trying to like I found myself pausing a lot and stopping, or at least trying to stop. And then after a while I was reading, I was like, I'm just gonna push through it and ignore all of the discomfort. And I basically sat with it and just accepted I was going to be uncomfortable instead of trying to constantly fix my discomfort. And then I ended up, like, it was still mildly uncomfortable, but it got so much better as the reading went on, and it's fine. And I think, like, there was that final, that final clear, because I work in elementary school, so I'm a little congested. But I'm always going to be, like, half sick on this channel, y'all, I'm sorry. But, they're like, it kind of mirrored kind of the similar situation of what they were saying in The Perfect Storm. How even if you're uncomfortable, it's important to not stop at every interval to constantly try to address yourself and be comfortable, because the situation, it's just going to be uncomfortable. And it's almost like surviving the perfect storm. Yes, you will survive, but it's also finding the eye of the storm too. I wouldn't keep seeking out the calmness, but the eye of the storm is always peaceful. So you will be swept up in it either way, and that's not me giving like a foreboding, like the worst is going to happen. But, you're being shaken for a reason. The rug is being pulled out from under you for a reason. It's because it's time for change, and this change is going to be so beautiful in hindsight that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like perhaps like you don't appreciate the pain that you went through, but it's happening for a reason, okay? You're going through these challenges so that you can be better, like so that your future, so you can settle into your best future later. Does that make sense? Because like you need to be prepared for what's coming next. And it's not that like what's next is going to be worse. It's just you're going to have wisdom from this that you will carry with you, and that will make your life easier from that point on, okay? So we're going to pull some more oracle cards here. I was going to shuffle this deck because I pre-shuffled this deck before the reading, and I was like, I'll shuffle it if I feel like it, but it already wants to come out because one fell. So we're going to roll with it. We have Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, and I love how both Perfect Storm and Spirit of the River called this an adventure, because I just said on your spiritual adventure, I think before, this spiritual journey. So, I'm running out of battery. Oh my, this is not good. Okay, I might have to like take a pause. So if I cut, then it's because we're out of time. But I will continue this reading. But anyway, let me actually plug that in now. Hang on. I'll save you. Sorry for the shift in camera and for like the awkward stop, Libra. My phone battery was about to die, so I had to go plug it in. But you have the Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, and Perfect Storm, and I loved that both of those mentioned the spiritual adventure of it. Like they mentioned the word adventure, not like, oh, like this is like a whole challenge that I have to, because like adventures are challenging, but whatever is coming next is very incredibly exciting, because it's taking part in molding your soul into something that's going to be so much better. It's feeling so much more powerful. It's like stepping into your power. It's like a call to step into your power and to learn how to do that. So Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure. The companion card for that is Great Teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. So Spirit of the River is telling me quite literally that you are moving with the flow here. You are moving with the flow, and you're gaining spiritual lessons that will not only last a lifetime, but several lifetimes to come, whenever you either come back to Earth or whatever other worlds that you will partake in, to help to help like gain more spiritual lessons and raise your overall consciousness. So I do feel that for a lot of you, a great part of this is engaging with peace. So the great teacher, this card has a dove on it, and for some reason I'm feeling called to talk about the dove, which is a symbol of peace, and specifically in relation to whatever challenges that you're undergoing. It's almost like you will learn to navigate these challenges with peace in the future, and that's kind of what you are doing, is making peace with the sufferings of the world, with sufferings within yourself. It's almost like you're working out your habits. It's almost like I see like your habits being like crinkles in a piece of clothing, and then I see someone ironing them out, and that's kind of what you're doing, is you're kind of working through the wrinkles, and it's almost like, I don't know, that heat's going to be on a low setting, so it's going to take a minute to get those crinkles out. It's going to take some time. But you are moving towards that healing. You are moving towards being this spiritual teacher for other people. Unmarked trail, revelation. Hang on, I'm sorry. You have like, there's like energy sitting in the base of my throat where the throat chakra is for whatever reason. So I think some of you could actually be spiritual healers. I don't know if that's the case. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of you may actually be pursuing a more spiritual path. I don't know if that's like your official calling in life, but like there's something here about speaking your authentic truth. There's a revelation here on the unmarked trail. There's a revelation that needs to be made, and there's something that needs to be vocalized, because the companion card is medicine guardian. Be open to healing information. So this revelation will strike, and like through speaking. So speaking your truth is going to, and like being open, and I think I said this before in your reading, but being open and allowing yourself to be vulnerable to hearing not only what your guides have to say, but what does your soul have to say? What do you need to bring awareness and attention to? That revelation is going to come upon exploring with your throat chakra and expressing this event that either needs to be detailed, or the event or situation that just needs to be processed, and the things that you need to work through within yourself, Libra. That in itself is going to feed you the medicine that you need in order to move on. This is the storm that you need to move through, okay? And you also have whale song and lady. So whale song is resonating, and you also have lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So quite literally, this is saying following what you resonate with is going to help you grow. So whatever truth that you resonate with, I'm hearing that something about a perspective or like a change in perspective needs to be had. So going with whatever's resonating with you at the time, it's okay to change it. Perhaps something resonated with you before and it no longer resonates with you now, and that's fine. You need to sing your own tune and speak with what resonates with your soul, regardless of what anybody else has to tell you. You need to speak from an authentic voice here. You need to speak from your authenticity, from your core, and from your truth. And with that, you will experience this growth and reap the rewards that your spiritual journey has. You will reap the rewards of life, because you will not only learn to enjoy the world a lot more, but it's almost like you're bettering yourself. And when you better yourself, better things are reflected back at you. So, lastly, I knew some of you were spiritual healers. I knew it. Okay, because you have Earth Angels. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. You have a gift, and you are so gifted. And I don't know if you realize how gifted you are, but these challenges are here because you are meant to be in a place of being that teacher for other people, of being the angel that you needed in your situation. You need to be that person. And I'm not saying you need to be, but it's almost like you're feeling called, that through this perfect storm, because perfect storm is at the head and Earth Angel is at the tail end of your reading, and these are also meant to be reflective upon each other. They're like the companion cards in themselves. So with the perfect storm, it is through this storm that you will learn how to be that angel for other people, how to raise the overall consciousness and the vibration of the world, how you can promote healing in other people, and it in turn can help you feel that unconditional love coming up from within yourself. Because I do feel like there are some things to be found with our, like, I don't know, there's just some type of like discovery here with your spirit. There's like a self-discovery with your spirit that you need to embark on, Libra, or that you do feel called to embark on, okay? And you have lost compass, getting back to integrity, paired with Lord. Take charge with authority. So you might have felt lost. You might have felt like something was stolen from you in some way, shape, or form. But you are the keeper of your mind and your body. That is a quote from Kyle Gray. He talks about it a lot in his angel guide course that I have been a part of. And this isn't sponsored in any way, but this is like, I feel like this is like a reminder for me to like actually finish it, because I've been really taking my time with it. But he quotes this often in all of his works, and especially in the course. It's like a prayer that he says, and it's a longer version, but he says, I'm the keeper of my mind and my body, and was it something like love and only love may enter here, or something like that. Like, because like he talks about how fear should not be present, or fear is not welcome, that love is here in the heart. He runs a very heart-centered practice, and basically your energy, you are the Lord, and it's you being called to recognize your power, that you are the charge, you are the authority, you are the keeper of your mind, your body, your spirit, you are the keeper of all of these things. So you choose. So you may be lost, but it's like you have to be the one to guide you and to comfort you and to take you back. You take into consideration the other people in your life that can support you too, because spirit is also trying to support you, but you need to be a support system for yourself too. You need to like give that love to yourself that you want other people to show you, so that you can take that charge and lead your life with that authority, because that is something that you're meant to do. I see a lot of 5s in this reading as well. I see 3 different 5s in this reading. So 5 is the number of change and energetic transition. So whatever this is, it is something being transmuted for you. Your life is changing. Like, this is a very pivotal moment in your journey where you are shifting your spiritual consciousness, and you're almost trying, it's like you're working through things so that you can vibrate higher, so that you can help the collective humanity. Dang, Libra. But it's like taking charge to find your way back to yourself. Because like you can see the hints. Spirit's going to give you hints and like signs and synchronicities. It might even come in the form of like friends or family or whoever it is you hang out with on a daily basis, and even like in your daily life or however you go about your business. There will be signs and nudges that will help you in the right direction, but you also need to take charge and move towards that. And that could have something to do with this 2 of Swords here, that you like a decision that you need to make, okay? I'm going to roll the angel dice for you before I send you on your way, Libra. You have 877. The angels of blessings are surrounding you now, filling your life with their energy. Open up your heart, mind, and eyes to experience their wonder. One more time. The angels of blessings are surrounding you now, filling your life with their energy. Open up your heart, mind, and eyes to experience their wonder. With that, I will leave you with that message, Libra. That is the end of your reading. Thank you to you, and thank you to your spirits and angels and my spirits and angels for assisting me with channeling this message. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead and do all of the things. Liking helps the channel, and subscribing lets you not miss more content from me. I post weeklies, occasional pick-a cards, and collectives, and all of the fun things. And I'm slowly introducing the ferrets onto my channel, my little ferret fam, which I'm so excited. And if y'all really like plants too, I love and adore my plants, so maybe I'll show off my little plant collection, because I love those babies too. My vining companions. So, I love you, I love you, I love you, Libra. I hope you have the best week, and I will see you next time. Good luck.